Let's talk best bets for Thursday night. I'm joined by Cart. I'm joined by our friend Rob. You can see Rob Denson on the Weekend Wager Show every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern on the Sleepers channel. They've got a lot of great stuff cooking up. Did the One Chip Challenge officially happen yet, Rob? What's going on with that?
This tomorrow, after everything that happened last week, we decided to push it back, so I got to be tortured for another week. So it's happening tomorrow, though.
Must see
Yeah,
television tomorrow. We're looking
yeah.
forward.
Considering I don't even like jalapenos, it's gonna suck. I already know
Oh
it's gonna
my,
suck.
blessings to you.
What type
So
of
I have to do the
preparations gone
chip.
into it? Yeah, have you done anything to prepare the taste buds for this? No?
Nope. And I have to eat the chip, then give my takes. So
It's gonna
yeah,
be brutal. It's gonna be
it's gonna
brutal.
suck.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to that. 3 p.m. Eastern. Tune in tomorrow to see Rob go through hell. In the meantime, Rob, you get one more day of leisurely giving your bets. What's your best bet for Thursday night?
Yeah, so I actually brought you guys three tonight because I know you guys are a college basketball show, so I didn't want to come here without a college basketball bet. But priority for me right now is hockey because I play player props. So I've got one play in the Philadelphia and Pittsburgh game, and that's Kevin Hayes over 1.5 shots on goal at -125. He's hit in 9 of his last 10 games. He's also hit in 75% of his last 20 games. Philly wrecked Pittsburgh the other night, and I think tonight maybe Pittsburgh comes out shooting, maybe to try to get some momentum back. It's also a revenge game as well because he used to play for the Flyers. So look at him to get over 1.5 shots on goal at -125. Second play on the ice is Alex Ovechkin. Even if you don't watch hockey, I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He's chasing Wayne Gretzky's goal scoring record. He's 12 away from getting that. And tonight he plays St. Louis. And the last time these two teams played, he had 2 goals in that matchup. So I like the odds for him tonight. That's at +115 right now. Also, you can look for his last goal scorer prop. Right now it's at +750. But what they're trying to do is if you think Washington's going to win, they're going to try to set him up for an empty net goal to get this record. So just look for them. If you think they're going to win, which I think they will tonight, you can do a sprinkle on a last score for set +750. And I've got that play in tonight. And I know you guys are anxiously awaiting college basketball play. So I'm going to the Summit League Showdown. I'm taking the Denver Pioneers over 64.5 points at -104. They have hit this in 8 straight games and 22 out of 29 games this season. And tonight they're playing the Kansas City Roos. It's a rematch. They beat them 69-68 senior night in Kansas City. But Kansas City's allowed over 64.5 points in 14 of their last 15 games, and teams are averaging 70.7 points in that span as well. So I really don't know how this number is as low as it is.
Ooh, spicy. I like it. All right. The Denver play seems must bet for me. That's crazy.
I know. I was like looking all over. I was like, this can't be right, but it is. I got it. So
Good line. As a hockey guy, I need to ask you this. How do we feel about Ovi potentially setting the record on an empty netter? Is that like socially acceptable for hockey fans?
for him, it is because of how many goals he scored. He's actually came out and said, I don't think he wants to score an empty netter. I think he wants to do it in game. But if I'm him, I would just take whatever I can get at this
Yeah.
point. He's 39 and he has 30 goals this season.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky retired at 38 and he had 9 goals in his last season. So he's already 21 above Wayne in his last season.
Cart loves slandering old people, so this is
I
music.
was, I got Gretzky takes for days, but we don't got to get to that.
Doesn't that feel it feels a little like Caitlin Clark setting the record at the free throw line though. You know what I mean? Like I want to see it happen
Yeah,
again. But for the betting purposes, I totally hear it. It's good value.
right.
All right, Cart, you want to go next?
Yeah, so on yesterday's show, I got greedy. I got greedy. DG came with the plus money odds, and Butler 6.5 was sitting right there. Would
Mhm.
have hit, but I got greedy and I wanted money line. Also, Butler, for the love of God, get Pierre Brooks on the floor in winning time. What are we doing here? Why am I watching some guy named Finley Bizjack trying to win us a game against Kadari Richmond? But that's neither here or there. It's a new day. I'm gonna get back to my roots here, and at my roots, I love fading coaches that I think are bad, and I love fading coaches that are directly my ops. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and start with North Texas at Florida Atlantic against the Fighting Jacuses, Gregory. North Texas, for people who haven't watched this year, have been actually one of the better teams in the country. They're top 100 in KenPom. They haven't lost a game. They only have, let's see here, they have 6 losses on the season, I believe. None by more than 7 points. They've been in every single game they play. They've also beaten teams like Big Ten teams like Minnesota this season. I just think that North Texas is actually a pretty good basketball team, probably the second best team in the American Conference. On the other flip side of that, Florida Atlantic has floundered. They had some early season close games. They come off a blowout loss at Memphis. They're losers of the last two games. I just think that North Texas is the better basketball team. North Texas already beat Florida Atlantic earlier this season. North Texas was at home, but it was pretty handily, pretty easy win on that one. I honestly just think that North Texas being a good basketball team, I believe they're about, let's see here, maybe I don't want to lie to y'all right here. They're almost 40 spots better than Florida Atlantic on KenPom. That game being pick'em just seems too good to pass up for me, so I'm going to go ahead and take North Texas money line, and that is minus 105.
I like that. Anytime I can fade Jacobs, I'm all aboard the train cart. I'm in for that. You got a second play tonight too?
Of course I do. I am once again fading coaches that I think are bad at their job, and this one might be the worst coach at his job. I am fading Doug Gottlieb tonight. Doug Gottlieb is favored in a basketball game by more than a point. That's an auto play for me. So I'm taking Detroit Mercy plus 3.5 on the road to Green Bay. Green Bay has won 3 games this season. 3. They already also lost to Detroit Mercy. I understand that Green Bay wins a home game and everyone lights the lamps on fire and everyone, and we're getting Doug Gottlieb feature stories. We have more feature stories than he has wins this season, which is crazy to me. I'm taking Detroit Mercy when I can get points against a team they already beat, against a coach and a team that I just think are terrible in Green Bay, respectfully.
I like the play as well. Rob, any thoughts on Cart's plays tonight?
Yeah, I think DG's been talking a lot about Doug Gottlieb and how bad he is. So anytime you can fade him, I think that's a smart bet.
I feel good about it. Honestly, I feel great about it with all due respect. Coming off an 0-2 day yesterday, I really like where I'm at right now.
Legacy play for Card against Doug Gottlieb tonight. I respect it. All right. I am going to bring 2 plays from the same game. Guess what? It's my team. It's Michigan against Rutgers. That's the game. And guess what I'm doing? Gentlemen, I'm fading my own team here. Rutgers is catching 9.5 points. That's insane to me. Here's Michigan's last month. They beat Nebraska by 3. They lost to Michigan State by 13, beat Ohio State by 3, beat Purdue by 2, beat Indiana by 3, beat Oregon by 4, beat Rutgers by 3, beat Penn State by 4, lost to Purdue by 30, beat Northwestern by 4 in overtime, lost to Minnesota by 3 in overtime. They haven't beaten anybody by more than 4 points in over a month. That's not what this team does. Even the bottom feeders in this league, they're incredibly fortunate to be where they are, tied for first place in the Big Ten standings. Yes, they're still trying to compete for championship. There's a lot to play for here, but they just haven't been that good as much as they've been fortunate this year. Rutgers has star power talent. More importantly, they have players that can torch Michigan the way that Michigan defends. Michigan plays drop coverage, and they've really been vulnerable against NBA guards. When Michigan beat Rutgers by 3 in Piscataway earlier this season, Dylan Harper didn't even play. So without their best player, Rutgers was in a 1-possession game with Michigan a month ago. Now they get their best player back on the road. I think this Rutgers team still has everything to play for as well. I just think 9.5 is insane. I do think Michigan should win the game, but it's a game that's going to come down to the final possession for me. And I quite frankly can't believe that number is where it's at. And then along with that, I am going to take a player prop. And one of these days, I'm going to give out a player prop that wins on this program. Shout out to Derek Queen being afraid of his own shadow last night. Dylan Harper, 20 plus points is plus 130. Dylan Harper has hit this in 4 of his last 6 games. Dylan Harper has hit this on the season 15 out of 25 times. I mentioned the drop coverage that Michigan plays. Big, good, explosive scoring guards have torched this Michigan defense. Boogie Flan, 20 points. Jeremiah Fears, 30 points. Braden Smith, 24 points twice. Jace Richardson, 21 points. The only NBA guard that has not hit 20 against Michigan was Hunter Salas. He had 18 points. He was right there. Dylan Harper's going to feast tonight. They're not going to be able to send any doubles because Ace Bailey's still on the floor. And at plus 130, I think that is one of the best bets of the night. Card, I want to ask you, do you like those plays?
I actually do like those. I do like those plays. As much as, I think Michigan is the clear better team in this game against Rutgers, but I don't think you can argue with the fact that they're a team that just plays close games. They win close games, but they play close games. So you gotta be in tap with that. And then Dylan Harper's just he's a killer. So I'm not mad at any of those.
Go ahead and sprinkle if you're with me. Go ahead and sprinkle Dylan Harper 30 plus points at 15-1 tonight. He had 34 against Washington, 25 against USC last game. I think he's going to be shot hunting tonight against this Michigan defense. All right, there's our best bets for Thursday. Tune back in for the Weekend Wagers show tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern.